What is up, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only Bayer Collector, and today I'm going to be reviewing a really interesting game. Now, for those of you, as you guys can see already, um, those of you that are from my area, those of you who are from my era will fondly remember the Garbage Pail Kids. Now, I got these cards right here. These are authentic 80s cards. You know, you got Run Over Grover, you got Sardine Candace, you got Choo Choo Trina, you got Medi Kate, you got Laundry Matt, you got Staircasey, you got Lean Jean, you got Sucked Up Stefan, you got Sydney Kidney, and Glass Isaac. Now, these all are Garbage Pail Kids cards. They're stickers, but they're also cards. In the back of them, they had like puzzle pieces. You can create some sort of a puzzle, as well as little comics and things like that, or bios. But yeah, these are Garbage Pail Kids. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing this up because a while back I bought a digital download for the game Garbage Pail Kids, Mad Mike, and the Quest for the Stale Gum. But there was also a cartridge that came out for the NES, Mad Mike and the Quest for the Stale Gum, and this is the game that was made. Now, as you can see, this is actually a fake, but this game was created in 2022 by I Am 8-Bit, which is a company that decided to release this game. And basically, there was a hype that this game was a game that was lost, that was created in the 80s, but never made it out to the Nintendo. But anyways, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the game. Mad Mike and the Quest for Stale Gum is a game that was made, like I said, for I Am 8-Bit back in 2022. You play as Mad Mike, who after getting on a quest he's on a quest to get the remote control from Atom Bomb right here, so he won't blow up the whole world. He feels bored and wants to go get some stale gum, which wasn't available after I guess there was like an apocalyptic event that happened, and Mad Mike misses that stale gum that he was able to get. So he went on a quest to get the ingredients to get that stale gum. And yeah, these are this is Leanie Lindsay. I actually have her here because I thought I did. I thought I saw it. No, Medicate. No, I don't. I thought I did. But anyways, and then obviously this one right here is New Wave Dave. So the interesting thing about these characters is that they make appearances in the game. But like I mentioned, the game is based on Mad Mike and the quest to get the gum. You travel to different levels, different environments like Egypt, the pit of hell, the jungle area, all to find those special ingredients. At the end of each level, you defeat a boss, or you help out a boss or a character in order to get an ingredient. And basically, you get to control 4 different characters. You get to control Mad Mike, which is basically like a hack and slash character that you can use. You can control Lindsay. Oh my God, I can't see. Leanie Lindsay, who is a who kind of throws snot and is kind of more of a makes the game more like a shooter. There's another one that's, I forgot the name of the character, but this one's kind of like a one of the babies characters from Garbage Pail Kid. You get to control that character, but all he does is jump, and then you're able to jump on top of enemies, and you're able to jump higher. And then the last character is one that that throws loogies, kind of like an arc. So it'll be strategic for enemies that are down below in platforms and whatnot. So it has 6 levels, and like I said, it's going off after these ingredients. Now, when I played the Nintendo Switch version, you can get it for modern console, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4, and all that. But one of the special things for the Nintendo Switch is that with the Nintendo Switch digital download, you're able to get like art galleries, the video that shows you how it's supposedly the game was discovered, and other little goodies and stuff. You're able to rewind, and you're able to save as well, have like save states. Whereas in the Nintendo cartridge version, you just save after you complete every level. And of course, you really don't have the goodies and whatnot that you do in the digital download, because if you would have bought the original cartridge, you would have gotten all of those in the form of booklets and other things and other media. So yeah, it's a game that's expensive to own. If you want to buy the actual true copy of it, it's gonna cost you $70, albeit if it's available by now. Or you can get the digital download, which is cheaper, or if you go to AliExpress, which is where I got this one, and get the cartridge. I don't know, I haven't seen that around. There's also a cartridge that's either pink or this blue one. I chose the blue one, but the pink one looks really cool too. And of course, yeah, it's if you're into Garbage Pail Kids, I know that they made a comeback in the carts like a couple of years back, but I haven't really heard much. It will be a very memorable game to get. I had a lot of fun playing it. Another thing is that the level, you can adjust the level so you won't die as far as like getting hit, like your energy. You can die if you fall off a cliff or something, but your energy will remain, which is much easier. It makes the game enjoyable. You can make it harder by having less hearts or less energy. You also collect power-ups. That's another thing that I forgot to say. And you collect in-game cards, which there's a total of 39 cards. Some of them give you special abilities. Others are just cards to collect. And in order to get those different cards, you would sometimes have to trade them with other characters that you see in the levels. Which brings me back to these. So back in the 80s when we were kids, these were very popular. We used to take them to the playground. This is kind of like the equivalent of kits nowadays with Pokemon cards and things like that, or kits of that time. But yeah, and then I have a fun story that I remembered because my sister and I used to get these, used to stick them in an old refrigerator. I can't believe my mom let me do that. My mom would she's the type that would freak out if we would do something like that, but for some reason she let us stick those stickers in there. And also my sister, man, kudos to her, she's always been a little hustler. I remember she collected a bunch of Garbage Pail Kid cards that she collected, and she sold off a stack at school and got like a lot of money for them. I remember she came home with a little wad of cash, and I'm like, where'd you get that money? She's like, oh, I sold these Garbage Pail Kid cards. So she was always known to be a little hustler. So that was pretty cool. With me, not quite, you know. I used to just collect these and stick them everywhere and put them, you know, places. You know, she's older than I am, so yeah, it's probably, you know, she had more of a mentality to just save up and sell them off. But yeah, product of the 80s, for us 80s kids. This is very memorable. And people say that if this game would have come out in the 80s, I believe that if the way that this game is, if it would have come out in the 80s, this would have been one of those legendary games to own. Probably one of the great games to have on the NES. And I highly believe that it's true. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. I really enjoyed playing this game. This was a memorable game for me to play and really fun. I feel like there's a lot of replay value on it, and that's not quite me when it comes to games. I kind of don't like replaying games a lot. I'll play them once in a blue moon, but this one was really fun. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. This has been Eric, the one and only Bay Area Collector. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe to my family's channels. Lily, a simple mom, Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review, and Lexi from Lexi's Toy Box Review. All their links will be in the description down below. And I will truly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.
You